Good morning world. We're going for a little beach walk. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We are going to do the Q&A questions that we got on Instagram yesterday. We're going to finish them off because there were some really good ones that came in after the video was finished. Story's got her backpack on. Hey Story, what's in your backpack today?
Everything I need.
Everything you need.
Look at me, I'm high up.
You are very high up. I saw Mila having a little swim over there. It's the perfect time for it. We did that yesterday, didn't we, Story?
Yeah. Let's go explore that.
Yeah, we're going to explore.
So first question, we're going to pick up from where we left off yesterday. You are in constant indecisions. When will you start taking solid decisions, and where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
I don't think we haven't made any solid decisions, because obviously we're making solid decisions all the time.
I don't see it as indecision. Some people might, but I see it more as being open-minded and willing to change with whatever life throws at you.
Exactly.
Different situations, being able to adapt as you go along in life. I've never made even a year plan before this year, and look what happened, it all went out the window. So I don't see a benefit of making a 5-year plan, because it just leads to disappointment when things don't go to plan.
In a dream situation though, in 5 years we would love to own our own home and perhaps build a house, have a bit of land, but also be able to travel. That would be the dream situation. Whether or not we can make that achievable in 5 years is a different story.
Yeah. Where is your next journey after this pandemic?
We were planning on going back to Thailand for a bit and then heading back to the UK, then back to Portugal. But now that things have changed, it's likely that we're just going to go straight back to Portugal and then quick stop off in England and then back here to the Philippines to explore more.
Will you also intend to visit other places in Philippines that you haven't been to yet?
Oh yes, definitely.
Yes, of course. There's loads of places that we want to go to in the Philippines. Are you planning on staying in the Philippines for good?
We answered this yesterday really.
Yeah.
We don't say anything for good.
Yeah, we're going to be here for a while, but we haven't put a time on how long that will be.
Yeah, we've already reached the end of the road, haven't we?
What are you doing?
That was quick walking, wasn't it?
What are you going to do?
Well, we were going to walk to the end of the resort and then we were going to go down the beach, find a shiny shell and head back.
Water.
You want some water?
Yeah.
Okay, have a little rest.
Right, we'll
These
sit
dogs
here
followed
for a
us
bit
all the way here.
Yeah, because you see, no chance. She just chased off all the other dogs.
Oh, they're
These two came back, and she came back later on there.
so protective.
Quick question here, where did you guys meet? We met at secondary school when we were 11 years old.
We actually answered that question and a lot of other questions in our Q&A video that we did about 2 weeks ago. So I'll link that up here.
Have you guys ever been to Puerto Rico? No.
Not yet.
Are you planning on going back to Portugal as soon as the travel restriction lifts? Not as soon as, no. We do have to go back because we have a house there that we need to finish up with.
But we've all said to each other that we don't want to travel straight away because we feel like everyone is going to have the same idea. The airlines are going to be busy. We'll wait a little bit longer.
I'm a fanatic of your relationship. How do you guys keep your relationship so strong?
Honesty. I feel like being able to talk very openly with each other about stuff helps. I don't like not being able to share my deepest thoughts and have good conversations about it. So yeah, don't hide much from or anything.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Question for Jay, are you a car guy? What type of cars do you like to work on?
I like American cars. I used to work for a company where we restored American cars, and I love old classic Fords. I like Ford cars, yeah, like from the 60s and 70s.
How did you end up with the name of Story? We answered this quite in depth in our Q&A, so go over there and watch that for the full answer, but short answer is she's our little Story. What is home for you?
Home is where we're together and where we feel most comfortable. Sometimes we've felt at home in a hotel room and sometimes we've felt at home in a lovely house. So it just depends on how we're all feeling at a time.
Yeah, I think home is a feeling. That's a good way to put it, isn't it?
Yeah.
As foreigners, do you see your daughter coping with the Philippines culture as she grows up here?
Yeah, I mean, coping is a strange way to put it. I think that she will absorb it.
Yeah.
I think she will understand it.
Yeah.
And we will teach her the differences between how we are brought up and how other people are brought up, and so she can understand a nice round perception of how everybody is raised.
Yeah. If you're going to be staying in the Philippines, are you willing to learn Tagalog language? Yes, we are willing to learn that, and hopefully we will pick up some words as we go along the longer that we are here. Can you do a vlog in the store where you bought all the bags of seeds? It's a very small store on the island and it is called Raw. That's where we got all the seeds from. But doing a vlog in there, there's not much else to show. It's just like a shelf of seeds.
It's like one shelf, isn't it? Yeah. But we will show it in the future at some point.
What is your sleeping pattern in the island and in quarantine? Sleep? What?
Ever since we started doing these daily vlogs, we haven't had much sleep because we've been publishing videos on the day. Sometimes they take up to 4 hours to edit and we finish filming in the night time. So we haven't had much sleep. Normally I'm going to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning, but then I'll sleep in the day, so we're all getting enough hours.
Yeah, Strawberry's been waking up a lot earlier than she ever has done here because the curtains are quite thin, the sun rises early, and she's up and she's bright-eyed, ready to go at 6:37 a.m. most days. How many countries have you visited so far?
I haven't counted, but to be honest, even though we travel quite a bit, I haven't actually been to many countries because we stay in one place for a long time.
Do you guys ever fight or disagree because you always seem so in sync?
Yeah, just like anybody. We don't fight. Sometimes we have disagreements, but most of the time we just talk about it for a long time and then by the next day everything is resolved.
Yeah, we don't have full-blown shouting, throwing arguments, do we?
Not like that. We just have like kind of long discussions about stuff.
Do you have a dream destination? If so, where is that? What country?
I'd love to go to Japan, climb Mount Fuji. That's been one of my ones for a while. I'd love to go back to Morocco because that's where we got married.
For me, I'd always wanted to go to Bali, but I've since felt that that's not so much where I want to go anymore because I feel like I've had lots of the Bali elements and things that I liked about that, why I wanted to go there in other places. So I'm not too fussed about going there anymore. What are some positive changes you experienced when you became vegan? So many positive changes.
My skin got better, my eczema improved.
Eczema, dry skin. Also when I was younger I used to have quite bad acne. All elements of that has gone.
Things like mucus and catarrh kind of like get a lot less.
Less smelly.
Yeah, you get less smelly.
Which is an odd one, but it's true. And generally more knowledge about nutrition, food, different types of foods, the benefits of all the different types of foods that you can eat, just to be healthier really. How's the communication between you and your Filipino neighbours? Do they speak English?
Everyone here speaks English. It's unbelievable actually. I think this is quite specific to Siargao because we spoke to some people about this, but here on this island it's very easy to communicate even in the smaller parts.
Have you tried using coconut milk to replace soy or almond milk? Yeah, we do that all the time. I love coconut milk in coffee and oats and things like that. It's a good replacement.
And the staff here, they taught us how to make coconut milk like from the coconut itself as well.
Fresh coconut milk.
We have done that a few times.
Any more plans for children?
Not really.
Not right now.
It's not off the cards, no, but we're not planning on anything yet.
No, but like we said, we keep an open mind to everything, so maybe, but right now, no. Did you get travel insurance when you decided not to return home?
Our policy is still on, so we've got like a kind of backpackers insurance for like 4 months. It's still valid now.
Where is my dad? Is he still in the Philippines? No, currently he is in England. He doesn't spend that long in the Philippines each year. He normally comes for a few weeks in the winter time over Christmas, but right now him and his wife are both in England. How can you guys afford to stay in the Philippines for so long?
Well, we can't really. At the moment we've just been working really hard to try and cover our rent in both countries, but just like everybody in the world, we're doing our best to keep going. And
we work online, so we didn't have to return home in a way to go back to our jobs because our jobs are wherever we are.
Yeah, which is another reason why we haven't been sleeping much, because we've just been trying to do as much work as possible. There's links to all of the things that we do for money in the description below.
Lessons learned during lockdown. You need a lot less than you think you do.
Yeah, just staying put is actually quite nice. Slow down your life a little bit.
How do you pronounce scone? Well, I just told you.
Yeah.
Scone.
Scone.
Scone or scone?
Scone. Mum, do you say scone or scone?
I said scone.
Scone. Story, do you say scone or scone?
Scone.
Scone? I don't think Story even knows what a scone is. She's never had one, has she?
No.
Oh yeah, we haven't had one for ages.
I'm curious about how you obtained your good parenting skills. Well, that's lovely to know that you think that.
Thank you.
But we didn't learn them from anywhere or get them from anywhere. We just wing it as we go along every day.
Just follow your instincts.
Yeah.
I think generally if you care about being a parent, then you become a better parent. We both decided that we wanted to spend as much time with Story as possible when she was born, and that means learning about things as you go along and dedicating a lot of your time to your child.
Yeah. And we treat her as if she's one of us.
Yeah.
So we don't ever baby her, or we tell her how it is, and we have quite open and honest conversations with Story as well already, which I think is important. Does Story ever ask for a sibling? Story?
Hey Story, do you want a brother or a sister, or do you like it just being you?
A brother.
And a brother, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what Story thinks.
Do you know what a brother is?
Yeah.
What is a brother?
A brother is a boy.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I did it right.
You did, yeah. A brother is a boy.
We have asked Story that question a few times before, haven't we?
Yeah.
Sometimes she wants one, a sister,
We get a different
brother.
answer all the time.
Yeah. So we've got another question for you, Papa. Are you a Filipino?
No, I'm not a Filipino.
What are you?
Well, all I can say is my mum, if I wanted to be absolutely precise, my mum was one of the tribes called Karen tribe in Burma. My father was a full Scotsman.
Okay.
But my mum did have Portuguese grandparents, so
A bit of a mix.
all mixed up.
Yeah.
All mixed.
Why don't you play with dolls?
I have cuddlies.
You have cuddlies,
Yeah.
Do you like dolls or cuddlies best?
Cuddlies.
Yeah, okay.
Do you like playing with animals?
Yeah.
Do you prefer playing with cars or dolls?
Cars.
Yeah, okay.
So Story does actually have a set of dolls in Portugal, but she's never really played with them that much. She's always defaulted to her cuddly animal toys.
Yeah, she loves soft toys, like
Yeah.
furry animal toys and things like that. But she's always preferred more active toys like building blocks and Legos and
Yeah.
cars and things like that.
Right, let's start walking back to the house. Are we going to go along the beach, see if we can collect a shell?
We can go along the path.
Let's go that way. Come on, family. Let's go down to the beach. See if we can find you a nice shiny shell.
Biggest difference between here and your life in Chiang Mai?
Chiang Mai had faster internet and they had like a better infrastructure, like in terms of like driving around.
We're by the sea here.
Yes.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, in Chiang Mai you're totally landlocked, so you don't get this island vibe. Also the air quality was quite bad in Chiang Mai and in North Thailand, whereas here, look at these skies, you know? It just feels like you're breathing fresh air all the time.
How do you manage being vegetarian while you travel? It's not as hard as you would think. There's plenty of vegetarian restaurants and options like that, and if you cook yourself then obviously that's helpful.
Yeah, we'll tend to go on the road in like hotels for a while and eat at restaurants, but then we'll also rent a place where we can have a kitchen and cook, so that it's easier to kind of fill in those gaps.
There's a website called Happy Cow that we use when we're travelling around, and you put in your location and it tells you all the vegan and vegetarian restaurants near you.
Looks like Story's already given up looking for the shiny shell.
Papa, are you vegan?
No, not really, but I'm quite adjustable. Yeah, most of the time I'm vegetarian because I prefer my vegetables more than I do meat anyway.
Story's decided she wants to have a look in this rock pool, so let's answer a question over here while she does that.
Story?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 3 years old.
Story is almost exactly 3 years and 6 months old. The dogs have already started heading back and we're following them. It's really hot on this beach. Even the surfers look like they're done for the day. Been doing a bit of rubbish collection on the way, collected some plastic bottles that have just been washed up on the beach. Back home.
Oh, super hot. So last question that we're going to do is, when did you guys start eating vegan? So it's actually 4 years this month that we've been meat free and 2 years fully vegan. We did answer that in a lot more detail on our other Q&A, so go and check that out.
Yeah, there'll be a link in the description. So thank you for all of your lovely questions, and now we're going to get on with our list of shout outs. We've got some important ones to get through today. Happy birthday to Ronaldo Ramos from your wife Lynn.
Happy birthday!
And the next birthday shout out goes to Iris Castro.
Hi
Happy
Iris,
birthday.
and happy birthday. Yes, Iris has been watching Since before Story was a story.
Long time then.
Yeah, happy birthday. Happy wedding anniversary to Jmayel and Hazel, and also happy birthday to Jmayel, same day as your wedding day. Very nice.
Got married on your birthday.
And that shout out was requested by Catherine.
And now we want to say happy birthday to Peter, who is 65 today.
Happy birthday, Peter.
You and your wife live in a little town in Germany called Hilden. And apparently you guys love to travel, and you've been to the Algarve a few times. Oh, we love the Algarve. It's a beautiful place.
And you're hoping to visit Lisbon once all this is over. Well, I hope you get there because Lisbon is a great city.
Yeah, and that was from your wife, Gulson. And so the last shout out for today goes to an inspirational couple who have actually watched almost all of our vlogs. There's a lot of vlogs there, so well done. And they are celebrating their 45th wedding anniversary today. Now, you guys had a dream of moving to Portugal, but unfortunately it got delayed because of some health issues, but you're still fighting and staying positive and looking forward to the day when you can make that dream happen. So today's shout out goes to
Beth and David Lena. And this request was from your daughter Lacey.
She sent us your story and we're both very moved by it, and we wanted to make sure we dedicated this little slot to you.
Yes, she also tells us that you fell in love with Caldas, which is a great place, and who knows, had all this not happened, we might have even bumped into each other in the park or something.
Yeah, because it was very close to where our home is in Portugal.
It was.
Beth and David, happy anniversary.
Oh, that's a little message from Story.
This is my Charlie. I hope he makes you smile.
Oh, that's nice.
And so that's it for the shout outs today. We are so hot. Just having the skin touching here is making us like wet with sweat. Hope you enjoyed today's video and it was insightful for you. It's pretty good to answer these questions every once in a while.
Yeah, there was more than I thought actually. But thanks for sending them in. It was good to do. It's a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, and we'll see you in tomorrow's vlog. Bye.
Bye.